Hey folks, it's your boy Quincy, and today I'll be speaking on the topic of I miss dating from the 1990s to early 2000s. Let me begin. The reason why I miss dating in the 1990s to early 2000s was because back in those days, women were more easy to approach. Yeah. Now if they liked you, they made it known they were interested in you. None of this playing game bullshit or this Me Too or this feminist bullshit. That's what happened now. That's what's happening now in 2022. Because nowadays, if you even look at women, or stare at women, or catcall woman, or wolf whistle woman, that's deemed a criminal offense in either the law, and you can get put in prison for that shit. And that's fucking bullshit because society nowadays is socially engineering men into not to be men and to be little girls, and that's not what we men are. We're men, and when we see a nice woman and she's got a nice looking body, we're gonna look at that, we're gonna stare, we're gonna admire it, and we're gonna try and chat her up and get her number because obviously men in general are visual creatures. I'm definitely a visual creature. When it comes to looking at women, I like women. I think women are beautiful creatures. I mean, especially the ones who are athletic build or slim build. Yeah. Um, and when I was in my primary school years, my second primary school in Edmonton, North London, from the years of 1989 to 1993, each of those 4 years I was there, my second primary school, I always had a girlfriend. Or if I didn't have a girlfriend, girls were interested in me anyway, because girls back in those days in the 1990s was so much easier to approach, and even if they didn't fancy or like you, they were polite about it. um, and then you can move on and meet someone else. And when I was in my primary school years, in the school holidays, I used to go play centres throughout Hackney in North East London and Islington in North London. And even then, I had girlfriends that the girls interested me because obviously it was more fun to date girls. You know what I mean? It was about having fun and having a good time. Um, but nowadays in 2022, when you approach women, especially on dating apps, they say, "Oh, how tall are you? What car you drive? How many degrees you got? How many languages you speak? Do you have a well-paid job? What can you bring to the table?" Um, and if you're in six figures, for example, and I think that's wrong because in the day, if a woman likes a man, it shouldn't matter how much money he earns. As long as he's on an okay salary, as long as he's not poor and broke, then it shouldn't matter. And in regards of a man's height, as long as he's not super short, as long as he's not like a really, really short man, like a dwarf-sized man, then that should be okay. As long as he's a reasonable height man, that's all right. Um, and I remember back in the early 2000s when I was aged between age 18 to 23. Yeah. I remember back in the day, I was going to Trocadero in central London. I was going to West End, like places like Oxford Street. I was going to places like Islington, Kingston, and all other parts of London. And back those days, um, approach women was so easy was because what happened is they give you the choosing signal or the look that they're interested in you. So all you got to do is approach them, just chat to them. You don't need to use no fucking stupid chat line. And Bob's your uncle. In other words, if they're on it, they give you their number. And again, back in those days, if a woman gave her a number, it meant something because they really liked you. They want to go out dating with you, and that can possibly progress into a relationship, and that was a good thing. And when I was young, I was going to chocolate every when I was living in Harlow. When I was living in Harlow, when I was at college and when I started working, I was 19. I was working in the cinema for 2 years, and my law firm years, when I was working at my three law firms, yeah, in especially my first one in the early 2000s, yeah. When I was going to West End, when I was going to the West End all the time, back especially like Trocadero and Oxford Street, places like that. I used to get girls. I used to, every weekend I used to get different numbers. Every weekend it was just so easy, man. It was like a walk in the park, yeah. If one girl didn't like you, that was fine, but there was another girl waiting in the wings, you know. There weren't this stushness or this Me Too bullshit or this resting bitch face for women that you get now. Girls were more happy to be with you. They had a good time. When it came to dates, they split the bill, or they they split the bill when it comes to meal, whatever, or they pay their share of the meal, and you paid your share of the meal, or they got their own drinks and you got your own drinks. But nowadays, women nowadays don't need to go for the whole, go pay for the whole shebang. They got paid. They don't want they want you to take them out this all these fancy restaurants and just for a date, and everyone jump through all these hoops, and it's long because if especially if you do that and go out all out an expensive meal, there's no guarantee that she'll sue you again because what happened is they 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 make rules for simps like they try and make him the simp man. In other words, what I'm trying to say to you, they try and make his pay for all these expensive dinners. Yeah, so what you do like a mug, they make you pay a couple £100 for a fucking expensive meal. Yeah, and then afterwards, yeah, they friend zone you, so I like you as a friend. And what happens after that? They fuck off out the restaurant, bolt out, and they shag some Taz Tyrone for free. Yeah, so the Taz Tyrone kind of guy don't need to pay for anything because obviously he's well over 6 foot tall. He's got the square jaw. He's got chiseled jaw. He's got the look that we want. Yeah, and use a simp, lose that, and never see again. Yeah, so that's what I'll tell you guys. Just be careful when it comes to dating these days because it's just getting harder. Um, and the other day on Sunday just weekend just gone, I was in Highbury Islington with a friend of mine called Verbs. Verbs he does the 20 the Slain Evil website. Big up Verbs, big up Verbs. It was nice meeting you. And even he said that back when he was young, because he's 6 years older than me. When he was young, he used to say he thinks go to places like Woods Green, Chocadero, Oxford Street, Central London. It was easy. It was so easy to chat up a woman, and they were receptive to him. In other words, they liked him and they wanted to get a relationship with him, whatever. But these days it's so hard because we've got feminism on their side, they got the law on their side. You can't even look at women without Queen Creep. Yeah, because I remember one time I was in I think it was last year. I was in City Road in Islington, North London, there, and then the Hackney Islington border. And I was just taking pictures of the tower blocks in City Road because City Road's quite a big road and you've got a lot of skyscrapers. Yeah, so one mixed race woman walked past me and she accused me of taking pictures of her without permission. I was like, no, I was just taking pictures of buildings. Yeah, and then she started calling me a creep. I said to her, "I fucking dare you." I just basically cussed her out. I said, "Yeah, I dare you. Don't call me that. You don't know me like that. You know what I mean?" I was just my own business. I wasn't troubling nobody. Yeah, and that's that. But can imagine when it comes to dating that if you even just look at women, they're gonna call you a creep and report to the police, or if it's in the workplace. If you That's why I say, guys, do not chat with women in the workplace if you're working there because if she doesn't like you, she can report to HR, and your job is done. You're gonna get sacked, and you get sacked for gross misconduct. You don't want that, you know what I mean? So yeah, back to what I was saying. Even Verbs was saying to me when I was sitting with him in the pub in Harbour in North London. He's saying to me it was just so different back in the early 2000s and the late 90s, in the 1990s, because women were just so easy to talk to, and even if they didn't like you, um, they were quite friendly about it. But these days, because they've got a lot of simps fucking on their social media, like Instagram, Facebook, all these other social media platforms. Yeah, they've got all these simps like in their pictures, and they're not returning their likes to these simps. Um, the women nowadays got these say in inflated ego, thinking they're the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, back in the day, um, if you're an average woman and a good-looking man, say if you're an average woman and you're 5 out of 10 looks as a woman, and a man who's like myself is like a 7, when in chat and ask for a date, she'll be more than happy to be with that guy. She'll love that guy, you know what I mean? But nowadays, because because these simps gas up these women's heads, they think they're more valuable than they actually are, and that's not a good sign because imagine that's just for the average woman. But can imagine if a woman's ugly, she's like a 3 or 4 out of 10. Oh my God, she's always gonna get all these simps. Oh man, that desperate for sex that can't get women chase her. Um, Now myself, I've been single for a couple of years because I've been going through a lot of stuff in my family. I've had a lot of bereavement in my family. I mean, as in my obviously back in 2017, my going off topic, my uncle passed away in February 2017. My dad passed away in March 2019, and my cousin passed away in January 2020, just before the COVID hit. It's been difficult, and I've been not working and going through depression, and I'm not really being fully focused on getting a woman. I'm trying to get my life sorted out and unemployment as well, not worked and things like that. So I know once I get my life sorted out, job wise, I'll be good because I can start getting a new job soon, hopefully. I can start my own business. I'm looking to start a business like e-commerce, e-commerce super funnels, which is like eBay, but it's better. You sell stuff online, you make money, and then I'm looking to get into like cryptocurrency, so I can make money with cryptos, like an online business there. So once I get my new job situation sorted out and create my my two businesses, I'll make money. Then obviously I can start dating again properly, and everything will take care of itself like it usually does. But back to the topic at hand. Again, dating nowadays is so hard because I don't approach women no more. Not because I'm scared of rejection. I don't care about being rejected by women because in life, some women are going to reject you for whatever reason. Maybe not you're not her type, or maybe not tall enough for her, or maybe not you don't have enough education for her, or maybe you don't practice the same religion as her. Whatever reason it is, there's going to be women out there that they're going to reject you, but there are going to be women out there that really like you. And another reason why dating is so hard these days in 2022 is because women got this crazy expectation of a man's height. It's like before 2020, before 2010, 2011, women didn't give a shit if you're a short guy. Yeah, you're gonna get old women gonna reject a short guy, but most women, when it comes to a man's height, they've got an open type. Lots of man's like average height, like a decent size. Like let's say he's like, I don't know, 5'7", 5'8", and the woman say like 5'3", 5'4", example, that's okay. You know what I mean? Because they look a good fit. Because like I said, if you're a 5'3" woman, go for man who's 5'7", because that's a 4 inch height difference. The man's got 4 inch height difference on the woman, yeah. And say the woman's 5'3" and the man 5'7", but she wears 3 inch heels to make herself 5'6", yeah. He's still an inch taller. So when they walk street on roads, they look good together. You know what I mean? But nowadays, women nowadays, they got a stupid, unrealistic expectation of a man's height should be. Yeah, I was watching King Richard's video channel a couple weeks ago, and he did an interview on these girls, and one of the girls said, "Oh, if the man's shorter than 6'2", he's too short." So what she's saying that if a man's 6 foot, he's too short for her, and I think that's fucking crazy. That's a crazy, unrealistic expectation. What is the date world coming to? It's just really scary now. So now I think you got to be like 7 foot to get a woman now. It's just really stupid now. It's like, you know, when I said going back to one of my videos I did before, back in June 2021, about the heightest women shaming short men in the dating world, it's like we get all these women out there. I see women on dating apps like Bumble, Match.com. They're the two main ones, not and Happn and Tinder. But I'm focusing on Bumble and Match.com. I see women who are 5 foot, yeah, no word of lie. They say if you're under 5'8", I won't date you. I'm thinking, so you're going to reject a man like me who's 5'7", yeah, and you're a 5 foot woman, yeah. So if you wore 3 inch heels, a 5 foot woman, to make yourself 5'3", wearing heels, and I'm 5'7", I'll still be 4 inches taller than you, yeah. Because 5'3", you come 5'7", yeah. 5'3", a 5 foot woman who comes up to the tip of my ear, yeah. So I'm still that's from here to there. That's 4 inches, yeah. So I'll still be a big height difference taller than you. You know what I mean? And women can't gauge a man's height. They're not very good at judging a man's height, yeah. So say if say if woman is on the street, walks the street, yeah, and she sees a man who's 5'10", walks past her, and then she sees another man who's 6 foot, walks past her. She's probably going to think they're both the same height. Well, they're not. One man is 2 inches taller than the other. So basically, the 6 foot man is taller than the 5'10" man who's 2 inches taller than him. So women can't judge height very well. They're not very good at judging height. You know what I mean? Um, but I know things will get better for me in my personal life, and I'm gonna say a special message to one of my favorite subscribers, Gerald Orler. Now, Gerald, I know you'd be saying to me, "Oh, Quincy, when you meet your meet your future girlfriend?" Gerald, that will happen in time. I will find someone nice, but I want to get my life sorted out first. You know what I mean? To the work and start my own businesses. Yeah. So once them things kick off, I will find somebody. So don't worry, Gerald. I will find somebody soon. Cause I know you want to find someone to be happy in a relationship, and I thank you for the support, man. I really appreciate that for you supporting my channel for Gerald. You know what I mean? But it all takes good time. But back to the top of my hand. Um, I do miss dating in it, like I said before, I do miss dating in the 99s, early 2000s, only because things was a lot easier and girls were more easy to approach. They weren't on this resting bitch face, um, just me mugging attitude. You know what I mean? They were polite and courteous. You know what I mean? And they rejected you, um, most of the time they're polite about it. But nowadays you've got to be so careful because even look at them the wrong way, they accuse you of being a stalker and a creep, and that's horrible. That's not nice to be accused of. That's a horrible accusation to be aimed at because they can get the police on you and you're finished. You go to court and go to prison. You're fucked. You know what I mean? Only because you innocently looked at a woman, just glanced at her for like a few seconds, and she took it the wrong way. And there's times when what was it? What was I gonna say? I was just chatting to a woman one time. I was just talking to her. I was in Hammersmith. I was in Hammersmith a couple of years back, and I was just having a conversation with her, and she thought I was interested in her. She wanted to get in the pants. I was like, no, 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 you got the wrong idea, love. You're not my type anyway. I was just having just a genuine chit chat. Again, sometimes when you chat, even if you just chat to a woman, they automatically think they want to get in their pants. And the inflated arrogance of women these days. Now, am I saying that women are like this? No, I'm not saying that women are like this. But most women nowadays, it's just the attitude fucking stinks. It's horrible. And then they do they give this attitude to decent men, put in a friend zone, and then they wonder why. Oh, no man wants to approach me. I can't get a boyfriend. I can't get decent man. Bloody bloody. And I'm thinking, woman, you done that to yourself, woman. Stop giving that the attitude. Then you might find that you get men approaching you and would like it for you. And women need to stop this attitude because it's not helping. And women need to lower expectations. Yeah, have realistic expectations. Don't have unrealistic Walt Disney fan expectations because you find out you're gonna hit a cold reality because them Channing Tatum them top tier man that you want to go for. Remember this year they have options. Yeah, they can date anyone they want. Yeah, they can get anyone they want. So just because you might like them doesn't mean they're gonna like you back. And also, they don't treat these men, these top tier men. Believe me, they just trash. They have sex with you. And they're throwing a bit like a trash can. Yeah. So women, just be realistic in your expectations and wants of what man you in wants in terms of the man you want because you know. If you're 5 out of 10 woman, go for a man's a 5 out of 10. If you're six out of 10 woman, go for a man who's also 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 looks. If you're 7 out of 10 woman, go for a man who's 7 out of 10, and so on and so on. Yeah. So really truthfully, women should stay in their own fucking lane because I see women who are 4 out of 10s thinking they get a man 10 out of 10s. It's not gonna happen, love, because them 10 out of 10 men can get bare women throughout the world. Yeah, gotta go actors because especially if they're over 6 foot tall, they've got money, power, resources. Yeah, they can have any pick of woman. Yeah, and there's a term called the 80-20 rule. Now the 80-20 rule, where you got the top tier 20% men going for the low 8% women, and that's a bad thing because the other men who are the 8%, they're getting scrapped or left in the lucky. Yeah, that's why you get a lot of these incels and men shooting up schools and killing people because they're sexually frustrated. They're sexually frustrated because they're not getting women to like them and these guys are not necessarily ugly guys. They're just normal dudes. They are not ugly dudes, not hideous looking, but yet they're missing out on getting a decent woman because these women nowadays, in general, especially in the Western world, they've got fucking stupid, unrealistic expectations in the man they want. They want a man to be perfect. And remember, no man on planet Earth is perfect. No man is. And I can see why men in the Western world getting their passports, especially in the America and UK, are going to the Eastern world, like Asia, Turkey, all the other countries in the Eastern world, Russia, Eastern Europe, because those women they're more traditional, and these Western women now they're just off their heads. In other words, like they just want man to be like God. I'm thinking you can't even be normal these days. A normal man is not good enough for women. They want Leonardo DiCaprio, and Leonardo DiCaprio he can get anyone he wants. Yeah, they want men to be like that, and unfortunately, not every man can be like that. Not every man can be a rich millionaire, multi-billionaire dude. Yeah, some men on a normal job, decent paid jobs that pay like 60, 50, 60 grand a year in salary, and these women And the reason why going to the reason why um dating is really bad. I miss dating in the olden days compared to now in the 1990s, early 2000s because women never asked you how much. Women never cared about how much money you earn. They never asked that sort of question. You know, if you were good looking enough for these women, they'll date you. But nowadays, one of the first things to ask you how much money did you drive, what car did you drive, and how much money did you earn. That's fucking rude. That's no that's not that's nosy because how much money I earn is none of these fucking women's business. Yeah, what I earn is private. Yeah, even if I was a billionaire, right? These women will not know how much I earn because it's towards me. It's what I know. Only I should know. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell them. I'm not gonna tell these women how much I earn. You know what I mean? Because it's wrong. Yeah, but yeah, just I just missed the olden days where I could just you could just approach them and chat to her, and that'd be it. And she really liked you. From you talking to her, that's it. The rest is history. You can take her out on dates, and you can that can progress into a relationship or marriage, and you can have kids together. But dating nowadays in 21st century, and I'm referring to my older videos, is shit for men because men can't be normal no more. It's like being on 30 grand a year is not good enough for men these days for women because they want to have the be rich and wealthy because I blame the Instagram and social media in general because what people do they post pictures up of living the best life, which is fine. You can live your best life if you want, but then that gives women in their brains a weird sense of the reality in that they think that every man lives that way and not every man's going to be rich and wealthy and living the Instagram life, the Insta life, going to Dubai, go through go on these luxurious holidays and things like that. Not every man can do that, but I think things will get better. But for now, I think things have got a way of resetting itself into the dating. I think men will get to the point where they get so fed up of it it will make women realize, you know, you can't have it all. You can't go for the top tier man when you're just a five. You know what I mean? Like they go for a man who's on your level. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm a 7 out of 10. I'm a 7 out of 10 looks. Yeah, I date girls who are 6 out of 10 looks or 7 out of 10 looks. Yeah, so I'm sticking to my own level. You know what I mean? I'm being fair and balanced. You know what I mean? I'm fair. You know what I'm saying? Like now, if I was like 6 foot tall and I have a really muscular body and I was a rich man or like a millionaire, then I'll go for if I was then I'll say I'm eight between 8 to 10 out of 10. I mean I can go up as an 8 on a good day and wear a suit or whatever. But realistically, looks wise, I'm not a bad looking guy. I'm not a bad looking guy. I'm a good looking guy. I'm a 7 out of 10 looks. And I'll go for girls who are 6 out of 10 in looks and 7 out of 10 looks because they're good looking on looks category and looks skill. Um, but yeah, man. I just miss dating back in the 1990s, early 2000s because it was just so much different. Um, and I thought there's so many lonely guys out there that have been single that some of them never even had sex, some of them still virgins, and my heart goes out to them because they're reduced to watching porn and just in the internet porn and things like that, and they get lonely, and I feel for these guys because these are good guys that got okay jobs, decent jobs, they make good husbands and fathers for these women, but these women don't want them until they ride a cock carousel, fuck their lives up, lose their good looks, hit the wall, put on weight, in worst cases, come single parents, and now the guys they friends are back when they were young, they're sex crimes. They want them to come back and be the clear man. And I tell these men who are single, who's child free, got no kids, do not take on women who reject you in the past, who become single mothers and they lost their good looks because it's gonna end badly for you guys because they don't love you. They want you to clean up their fucking mess. And no man should clean up no chuffy man to clean up a single mother's mess to make fucking poor choices in their life. You shouldn't do that. You should go for a young woman, and that's nothing I will say. Also, men these days get shamed for liking young women. So if a man's in his 30s and 40s and he likes women in their 20s, oh, that's bad. Society says that's bad because she's not age appropriate when it's legal. Well, if you're 18 years old and over as a woman, you're of legal age, aren't you? You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem with that, yeah. And older men date young women. It's been normal since the dawn of time, since the start of time. There's nothing new about that. You know what I mean? I mean, my dad is 5 years older than my mother. Um, yeah, and my dad's parents, my grandfather is 10 years older than my grandmother. So, and a lot of men, they're usually the older one, the woman's the young one. So all the people I know, in fact, about life and people throughout the world, I guess most of their parents is usually the father is older than the mother. And that's how it is, because obviously the man's older, he's more mature, more responsible. He can take care of the woman. He can give her monetary resources. He can provide for her financially and materially, and obviously give her and if his children a healthy, a good stable life. And that's how it should be. You know what I mean? So me personally, I'm 40 now, 40 years old now, and I'll probably have to go for women in their 30s, early 30s, throughout the 20s to early 30s, because let's face it, with my age, who are 40 now, a lot of them, the decent ones, the good looking, my type, they're all married off, and they got married off, got boyfriends and husbands, and they've got kids. And the other ones are left over. They're either the butt ugly ones that no man wants to date, or if they are good looking, they got fucking kids. They're single parents. I don't want that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to date probably from anywhere from 22, 21, 22 to 33, 34, because when a woman gets past 35 and beyond, she starts to get bitter from past relationships. She starts to take it on a new guy because of her ex-boyfriend treat like shit, and that's not new guy's fault. I'll tell you a story. Of why I don't like dating these days. I hate dating these days. Because one time back in July, I was in the pub, the Crown Pub in Southgate in North London, near my house, and I was getting my beer, and I saw this Asian girl. This Asian girl approached me. When I mean Asian, she's like Sri Lankan, but she's born here, and she lives near me. Funny enough, she's in Oakwood, yeah. And she goes to me, "Oh, I seen him from Oakwood before." I was like, "Okay, where?" And then she said to me, oh, apparently I was walking roads. I saw this woman that I liked. I looked at her bum, and she took offense to that. She called me dickhead. I was like, oh, you're a dickhead for doing that. I said to her, why am I a dickhead? What, for just being a fucking man? Just doing what man was doing, naturally what man does. If he sees a good looking woman, if he sees nice, that she has a nice body part, he's gonna look at her, innit? You know what I mean? But and she took offense to that, and I said to her, it's not like I'm married to you. I don't even know you, woman. I don't know you. We're not boyfriend and girlfriend. If I did that, if I was with you, if I was in a relationship, say for example, if I was in a relationship with her, and a woman walked past me, and then I looked at that woman's mum, then obviously yeah, she should get offended because I'm disrespecting her, yeah. But I don't know this woman. I'm a single man. I could do the fuck I like. If I see a good looking woman and she's got a nice bum and nice tits or whatever, I'm gonna look, aren't I? That's what God gave me eyes for, to look at a beautiful woman. Yeah. But trouble with society, the trouble with society these days, they want to pussify men and turn men to fucking bitches, and I ain't fucking accepting that. Men should be allowed to be fucking men. This society, this feminist society is pussifying men to turn to girls and bitches, and I can't accept that. That really makes me fucking angry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean that's just my little run. It's just that you can't. It's like men get punished nowadays for just being men, and you get all these fucking soy boys, all these girly men, and these women can't stand these guys because these guys they pussies, they wolf, they wussies. You know what I mean? There's not there's they hate real men like me because I speak the raw truth, and I don't give a shit if I offend them. You know what I mean? It just makes my blood, talking about the subject makes my blood fucking boil. You know what I'm saying? But not to worry, things will get better for me. Once I get my life sorted out job wise and my own online businesses, I will start dating again. I miss dating. I miss date women and have sex with women. I miss all that shit. But at the same time, I'm getting my life sorted out, get my life sorted out mentally and psychologically. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just miss dating in the late nineties or 2000s. Those days you're allowed to be man when it comes to looking at women and finding a woman sexually attractive. Yeah, and men, there's nothing wrong with finding a woman sexually attractive. You're a man. That's how God made you. God made you to look at women. You know what I mean? Don't let these feminists and these bitter old women fucking shame you for liking a beautiful woman and liking a young woman in their twenties in their twenties. That's your God given right as a man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's my little that's my little rant for the day. Um anyway, if you like the video, please subscribe and out.